In 2015, one pixelated indie RPG took over the internet. Undertale. Created almost entirely by one developer, Toby Fox, it defied the rules. It broke the fourth wall, it mocked the player, and then it broke your heart. Because Undertale didn't just let you fight monsters, it asked you to understand them. In a world where every game says, be stronger, kill faster, Undertale whispered, what if you didn't have to fight at all? And it remembered every choice, every kill, every reset. This is the story of what happens when no one has to die, and what it means when every character, friend, or foe has a choice to make too. This is the story of Undertale's true pacifist root. So, there I was, just a tiny human potato child, falling face first into a hole in the middle of a mountain. Because clearly, I don't believe in fences. Boom! Landed in the underground, home of monsters banished by humans. First face I see? A flower. Cute, right? Howdy! I'm Flowey! Flowey the flower! He says. Then he tries to murder me in the tutorial, because according to him, in this world, it's kill or be killed. Luckily, I'm saved by Toriel. Monster Mom. She gives me a cell phone. Bakes me a pie. Wants to adopt me and keep me safe forever. And honestly, 10 out of 10 would stay. But then, I realize I can't stay. I gotta go home. And Toriel? She's not taking it well. Cue the first boss fight where I'm not allowed to fight back. I spare her. Over and over. Getting punched in the face with fire magic and still saying, it's okay. I love you. Eventually, she breaks down and lets me go. Heart. Shattered. Next stop, Snowdin, a winter wonderland with one brain cell shared by many. I meet Sans, the chill skeleton. And his overly dramatic brother Papyrus, who is 80% ego and 20% spaghetti. Papyrus tries to capture me to prove he's good enough to join the Royal Guard. Fails. Then invites me to a date. Yup. You can go on a date with a skeleton. It's adorable. It's weird. I said yes. Eventually, he realizes I'm not an enemy, and my heart grew 3 sizes that day. Later, Sans pulls me aside, invites me to Grillby's. We sit, we order, we talk. He's still smiling, but suddenly it feels heavier. He starts asking questions that feel more like warnings. Stuff about flowers, ones that echo what they hear over and over. Says they can be used to trick people. And I'm like, what? But before I can say anything, he's gone. Snowdin isn't just snowball fights and spaghetti. It's where people, monsters, start to change. A place with sad music, mysterious statues, and way too many glowing mushrooms. Welcome to Waterfall. Right out the gate, things get intense. Undyne, the captain of the Royal Guard, is now full-on obsessed with me. Like, restraining order levels of obsession. She doesn't just want to stop me. She wants to turn me into monster sushi. And I'm just trying to vibe with some echo flowers and not die. She keeps showing up with this whole I'm justice incarnate energy, throwing spears like she's in the Monster Olympics. Meanwhile, I'm out here zigzagging like a confused toddler in a dodgeball game. Then there's Monster Kid, a tiny armless dino with the confidence of a WWE announcer and the balance of a breadstick. He loves Undyne, worships her, and somehow doesn't realize I'm the human she's actively trying to murder. So now I've got a stalker and a fanboy. Great. The tension builds. Water drips. Lore drops. The mood gets heavier. And finally, boom! Undyne blocks the path. Time for a boss fight. But I don't fight. I spare. I dodge. I sweat. She pushes harder. I hold the line. Eventually, she collapses. Overheated. Game says, leave her. Heart says, give her water. I give her water. And that's the moment everything flips. She blinks, groans, gets up, and just walks away. Not a word. No, thank you. Just leaves like I didn't just save her from death by dehydration. But that's fine. I didn't do it for credit. I did it because no one has to die. Not even the angry fish lady with the spear problem. Next thing I know, she invites me to her house to cook? Suddenly I'm making spaghetti with a fish knight who tried to murder me 20 minutes ago. This game is emotionally confusing. So I'm just minding my own business when, boom, giant ominous science lair in the middle of the lava fields. It's giving villain origin story vibes, but instead of an evil mastermind, I'm greeted by an awkward lizard lady, Dr. Alphys. She's clearly been watching me through security cameras like some kind of underground Twitch streamer. She stammers, adjusts her lab coat, and I swear she almost calls me senpai. Before I can even question it, she blurts out, "Oh, by the way, I built this totally harmless robot, Mettaton." An 8-foot-tall game show host robot with legs for days. We're instantly in a quiz show. His questions, absurd. How many flies are in this jar? There aren't even flies underground. What? And the prize for winning? My life, no pressure. Then Alphys upgrades my phone. By upgrade, I mean I now have an underground Nokia that can hack doors, order pizza, and receive way too many OMG lol are doing great. Status updates. Live commentary every step of the way. We're basically in an IRL Let's Play, except I'm the main character and the streamer's a nervous lizard. Next stop, the Hotland Puzzle Circuit. We're talking laser grids, conveyor belts, and block-moving nightmares. I try to solve one puzzle and BAM! Alphys jumps in like a backseat gamer. Press the... No, wait. Okay, go back. Go back. Never mind, just run. 10 out of 10 tech support. And then... cooking with a killer robot. Mettaton's back, this time in chef mode. Step 1. Preheat the oven. Step 2. Preheat the human. Before I knew it, I'm dodging flying eggs, racing to grab a sugar jar and trying not to become the main course. Meanwhile, Alphys is hacking the set like she's speedrunning Undertale glitchless. Things escalated fast. Mettaton's doing news reports about me, complete with fake headlines. Then I stumbled into Muffet's tea party. She's adorable. Until she tries to deep fry me for her spider bake sale. Apparently I need to pay her literally all my money to survive, and I'm just standing there broke like, can I interest you in exposure bucks? And then, Mettaton decides to put on a Romeo and Juliet style play. Guess who's the unwilling love interest? Yep, that's me. I'm dodging fireballs while reciting Shakespeare. The critics will call it bold and confusing. Then, out of nowhere, Sans invited me for dinner again. Same guy who makes bad puns suddenly hits me with, "Kid, take care of yourself." Someone out there really cares about you. Cool, Sans. Now I'm crying over spaghetti. Finally, we enter the core. It's like a Vegas casino and a nuclear power plant had a baby. Lights flicker, monsters spawn. Alphys is on the line yelling puzzle instructions like she's calling in from a war zone. And then... Mettaton again. But this time, he's gone full final boss vogue. Spotlights, smoke machines. We're dancing, we're dodging missiles, and I'm wondering if this is what America's Got Talent feels like. In the end, we defeated him, and then Alphys gets emotional, but before we said our goodbyes, Alphys drops the bomb. To get through, we need both a human and a monster soul. Well, that's not ominous at all. The screen is quiet. Too quiet. No music, no footsteps. Just the faint echo of what had happened. I'm back in a hallway. Empty. Devoid of color. Of life. It doesn't feel safe. Every step is heavier, like the air itself is holding its breath. The vast view of the underground city, which should be lived in, seems empty. Out of nowhere, music plays. I reach a familiar setting. It's home. But carrying the lack of hue with the golden flowers seemingly out of place. Along the way, monsters appear. They didn't attack. Instead, they spoke. One by one, they tell the story. Long time ago, a human fell into the ruins. Injured, the human called for help. Asriel, the king's son, heard him and brought him back to the castle. Over time, Asriel and the human became like siblings. The human has become one of their own, and we were full of hope. Then one day, the human became very ill, and he had only one request: to see the flowers from their village. But there was nothing we could do. The next day, the human died. Asriel, racked with grief, absorbed the human's soul. He transformed into a being with incredible power. With the human soul, Asriel crossed through the barrier. He carried the human's body back to the village of the humans. Asriel reached the center of the village, and there, a bed of golden flowers. Suddenly, screams rang out. The villagers thought that Asriel had killed the child and attacked him with everything they had. Asriel had the power to destroy them all, but he didn't fight back. Instead, Asriel smiled and walked away. Wounded, Asriel stumbled home and collapsed. His dust spread across the garden. The kingdom fell into despair, for the king and queen lost 2 children that night. The humans has once again taken everything. The king decided this was enough. Every human who falls down here must die. With enough souls, we can shatter the barrier forever. It's not long now. King Asgore will let us go, give us hope, and save us all. You should be smiling too. Aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? You're going to be free. The hallway opens into grand chambers lined with golden trim, towering columns, and stained glass with the kingdom's sigil. I move forward and the architecture changes. But despite the beauty, the emptiness is deafening. In the middle of this grand hall, I was stopped by a familiar voice. Sans is here, not to joke around, but to judge me. He explains EXP and love, not as game stats, but as what they really mean. EXP is execution points. Love is level of violence. You've been staying clean, huh? Good. Keep it that way. He steps aside. The double doors creak open. I stumbled upon an ominous side room. Inside it are several coffins, one for each of the fallen humans. 7 in total, and one is empty, all warmed up for me. And then I finally met the king, Asgore. He greets me with a warm smile, and his demeanor changes upon realizing who I was. The final human needed. The final soul. We talk. We hesitate. With bated breath, we fight. He breaks the mercy button, and we clash. A duel of determination. His trident sweeps across the battlefield, fire and spears raining down, but I prevail. On his knees, he admits he did what he did in retaliation. Angry that not only his son was taken, but their future. He fully expects me, a human, to take once more, but I spare him. He realizes his mistake and asks for forgiveness. But before I could even react, he's hit with a familiar attack and perishes. Flowey bursts in, grinning, manic, unhinged. He mocks me. It's kill or be killed. The game closes. I reopened the game and was greeted with a different scene. The world I've known to care for. Pixelates, glitches, and rips apart. I try to save, but the screen cracks. Then I'm greeted by Flowey. He's claimed the 6 souls for himself. I've helped him kill the only obstacle stopping him from doing so. Asgore. My save? Gone. The alternative? A save over my death. Flowey wants me to suffer over and over and over. But despite his threats, I stay determined. He disappears and returns in a completely different form. A grotesque and chilling figure. The cute little daisy twists stretches, and mutates into a screen-filling abomination. His terrifying laughter filled the very void we were in. Eyeballs on vines that track your every move. Gigantic, gnashing teeth like a horror movie poster. Hands with claws that scoop up bullets and throw them like meteors. He opens with a barrage of just to see you suffer attacks. Flaming fireballs, spinning saw blades, flying flies the size of dinner plates. I do my best to dodge, I persist. Through my vain effort, something suddenly happens. The soul's flowy stole started to resonate with me, and I started to call for help. And help came. Through them, I managed to hold on. Once I resonated with them all, they gave me the strength to fight back. I managed to deplete the colossal monster's HP to 0. And even before I could catch a breath, he regenerates his HP to full. He nukes my HP down to nothing. Then he loads and does it again. And again, and again, and again, and again. I held on, and I called out once more for help. But no one answered. I accept my inevitable death. But somehow, I still live. The souls once again come to my aid, and through them, Flowey is defeated. He returns to his old form. He's weak, feeble. I'm given the option: fight or mercy. Killing him is the only way this will end, he says. I chose mercy. He says he'll kill all of my friends. I chose mercy again. Despite everything, I choose mercy. You're letting me go? He runs. Cowardly. Pathetic. And yet, I feel like this isn't over. The world snaps back into silence. After Flowey's whole "I'm a cosmic nightmare" performance, I'm back in the underground. And guess what? My first mission. Deliver a love letter. I receive a call from Undyne asking me to deliver a letter to Alphys as per the date Master Papyrus suggested. I arrive at Snowdin and take the letter. It's suspiciously crumpled. I handed it to Alphys. She mistakes it as a love letter. From me. Oh, so that's what's happening here. And now I'm on a date with the most socially anxious lizard scientist in the underground. We end up at the garbage dump. Romantic, right? After a few moments of awkwardness, Undyne comes dressed, asking for the letter and for Alphys. With Alphys suddenly nowhere to be seen. Alphys comes out of hiding and realizes that she likes Undyne. To bits, but doesn't have the courage to break the status quo. In fear of losing their friendship, we practice her confession to Undyne. In the distance, we hear Undyne shocked with what's happening. And then, the misunderstanding turned into the start of a beautiful romance. And training with Papyrus? Back at the lab, I find a note from Alphys telling me that if I want the truth, I need to go through this ominous door. The lab feels wrong. Dim lights, quiet humming. Then I find the entries, numbered logs. One by one, they piece together the real story. Experiments, failed attempts, and a golden flower. Suddenly, I'm cornered by monsters that would put Frankenstein's monster to shame. In the nick of time, Alphys appears. She saves me. And then, voice trembling, she admits it. The experiments weren't just science. She played with determination, with lives. I don't know if I'm angry, sad, or just heavy. I returned to the end to fight Asgore, expecting nothing different. Before we clashed, Toriel came to stop us, and then Undyne, Alphys, Papyrus, and Sans, everyone. All telling me that nobody has to be hurt, and that I will be happy underground. Before I can process it, vines burst from the floor. Flowey again. He snatches my friends, Sans, Papyrus, Undyne, Alphys, Toriel, every monster, and takes their souls. He changes. Not Photoshop Flowey this time, he turns into a familiar stranger? Then he transforms into something bigger, stronger. Asriel Dreemurr, Toriel's and Asgore's son. He's fast, bright, relentless. I'm barely dodging his attacks. Lasers, stars, crescents of light. I hope and dream of an end, but he just becomes more ruthless, ridiculing my desire of a good ending, blaming me for not giving up. Then he changes once more. A final form, wings like fire, eyes like galaxies, music swelling like a final boss who could have been my friend in another life. I fall again and again, but my friends, trapped inside, call out. One by one, I reach them. Each soul I save makes me stronger. And after saving each one of my friends, I sense one more soul that could be saved. I reach out and call their name. Suddenly, memories. Asriel starts to tear up like a child. He's not ready for us to leave. Asriel's small again, crying. I saved him. When I was a flower, I felt nothing, he admits, voice shaking. No love, no hope, just emptiness. So I tried to fill it by playing with people's lives, by making them suffer. I thought it would make me feel alive, but it only made me more hollow. I forgive him. He raises his hands, gathering the last traces of the soul's light. It swirls around him, bright and trembling, as if the whole world is holding its breath. Then, with a voice heavy with sorrow, he whispers, "I'll set them free." The energy surges outward, tearing through the stone above us. The barrier shatters in a flood of golden light. The power drains from him and he stumbles, small, fragile, barely holding on. With what little time remains, I reach out and pull him into a final hug. He tells me I have to go, that I can't stay. I tell him I'll never forget him. And I mean it. He looks away, trembling. Take care of Mom and Dad for me, okay? We leave together. Me, Toriel, Sans, Papyrus, Undyne, Alphys, Asgore, into a world of sunlight. They call me the ambassador between humans and monsters. It's a title. But really, I'm just the kid who refused to fight. Alright, desks closed for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, but to be honest, no pressure.